Well, there can be times in life where you feel stuck, can't move forward, don't know which direction to go. And that's when a professional trainer and growth expert can make a big difference. And that's exactly what Clay Staries can do. And we welcome him to the show this morning. Thank you so much for being here.
It's good to be here, Laura. Thank you so
much. All right. First off, we need to know what this is that you do. What does a personal trainer and growth coach and expert do?
It's a great question because there can be a lot of confusion on this. But the idea, you probably, not you, okay, but you know of people that are in a place where their plate is just really full. I mean, they've just got a lot of stuff going. They spend most of their time trying to shift things around and manage their plate. If I can just move this over, I'll have a little space to spend the weekend with Laura or do something like that. But all of that shifting, we never can quite open up the space that we want. I don't think that we were created to manage a plate. I think we were created, Laura, for a bigger plate.
All right.
And I'm the guy that helps people get a bigger plate to open up space in your life and increase your capacity.
Okay, increasing capacity. We like to hear that, and being able to do more at one time.
Exactly.
Your background, you were saying a moment ago, you started off as a teacher. How did you get to where you are now from being a teacher at Memorial High School? Yeah,
well, my story began when I was about 30 years old. I'm a single parent. I'm a high school teacher and coach, and I'm living out of my car.
Yikes.
Yes, but Laura, we're all in the midst of a story. We're all a story in the making. I just chose to keep the story going rather than getting stuck there. Just keep the story going. I refused to get stuck. Just kept moving. So now what I get to do is travel the country, and I get to speak and I get to coach thousands of people on how to increase their capacity so that they can live a better life and make a better paycheck.
All right, and how do people get started on this? Is it about organization? What are some of the keys that you teach people to grow and grow that plate for them?
Sure, and one of the key things on that is simply walking in your identity. So many times we get locked in our identity of I do this thing, and that's my identity, and we just get stuck there. And it's unfortunate. You spend a lot of time doing something that you're good enough at to make money. You're good enough to live the life you want to live. But there's something inside you're going, I'm made for more than this, but I don't know how to get there. If I just knew how to get there.
So part of what you do, you've written 3 books now, and those are things that people can pick up and learn. Or can businesses hire you to make those plates bigger, or people individually, can they hire you? How does that part work?
Yes, each of the books that I've written are all about growth, whether it be growth in your leadership capacity, growth in your personal life, growth in your spiritual life, and so each of them focus on being able to move from point A to point B and breaking through boundaries. That again, a lot of times those boundaries can be kind of scary, kind of make it difficult for us to move forward.
Well, being a leader, taking on leadership roles, that's not easy for everyone, and that's something that you point out very straightforward.
Yeah, I think a lot of times people say, well, I'm a born leader. Person's just a born leader. They're doing it because they're born that way. And although we can be born with certain, characteristics, kind of outgoing and stuff like that, I think definitely leadership is a skill that you can learn.
Okay.
And but it can be tricky at the same time. Jack Welch, the former CEO of GE, talks about leadership. He says, before you're a leader, the success is all measured on your personal growth. But once you become a leader, success is measured by how well you help others grow. So now you and I are both in this position where we are kind of in a position of influence, but we've got this dynamic going on all the time of personal growth plus helping other people grow.
All right, and there are 4 quick things that we're about to run out of time. I just wanted to make sure we got to this.
Sure, and to be sure that we always remember with leadership, life will fashion us and form us 4 different ways. Number 1, leadership will always, to lead is to serve. All the great leaders have always figured that out. To lead is to serve. Number 2, leadership will always involve struggle.
Okay.
Next of all, the biggest struggle, Laura, that you and I have as leaders is having to lead when we don't want to serve other people. And finally, the last thing, and this is the hardest thing, is that when we are struggling, in the midst of that struggle, that is the universe, that is life showing us, Clay, here is your limited capacity. The struggle is more about my limited capacity rather than the limited capacity of those around me that I always want to blame. If you people, but it's more about my limitations.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate all your help this morning. Guys, you can learn more about Clay and all of his services that he offers in these great books. America's Millionaire School Teacher. They're 3939 South Harvard Avenue, Suite 125, 918-798-0852 for more information. ClayStaries.com.